a shining example of our confusion, some of our confusion surrounding mentoring, coaching, and parenting our youth can be summed up in a game that I went to, as I take in a lot of games and observe, my athletes playing games. And at a game last week, a couple weeks ago, I had parents and athletes on both sides, both teams. And throughout the game, I had visitations from all the parents of the athletes that I work with. And on one side, I had a visitation from a parent who had come up and complained to me, or had voiced a complaint regarding their coach, who was more complacent, easier going, more laid back, and had complained that they wished that their coach had been more expectant, more vocal, more aggressive in their coaching and mentoring of the athletes. And you could definitely see the demeanor, of the coach, was more laid back, and everybody has their own style. And about a half hour later, I get approached by a parent from the other side, same game, complaining that their coach, who was, much more aggressive, older coach, set in his ways, gruff, and complained that his relationship and attitude and how he handled his athletes was more demanding, was more expectant, was more gruff, basically. So you try to figure out what that all means and the state of confusion. And I think what it comes down to is that it's a direct sign of the confusion in regards to what's going on right now, not just in the country but in the world, in regards to mentoring and coaching and expecting and having expectations of the people that we work with. That some parents want more for their kids, other parents want less mentoring or a certain style of mentoring, but the bottom line is that they want something special for their child. They can't quite put their finger on it, but they want something special, and maybe they want something that nobody can give them, which is true. And I think that the thing that people can't give their athletes or their children is they can't give them what it takes inside, to succeed. The eventuality is that has to come from the athlete. It has to come from somewhere deep inside at a visceral level. A coach can't will it out of you, they can't beat it out of you, they can't coerce it out of you. They can be a mentor that can round out the edges and actually at times supply the right words at a certain moment that can help a certain athlete. But eventually it has to come from somewhere. But I think the parents nowadays are providing or are a catalyst for confusion in regards to mentoring. At times when the athletes need a push and need the words that it takes, no matter how gruff they are or how expeditious that it is in regards to how it's related to the athlete. The parents want the perfect delivery system for their athletes so that their athlete can learn at the coddled level that they've learned to raise their child. And so you've got confusion among the ranks of coaches, and you've got athletes being delivered to coaches who aren't used to being anything but coddled. So we're looking at a real tough situation in a gray area in regards to how we work with young athletes today. And I think that the approach that needs to be made is that the eventuality is that the effort and the expectancy has to come from the athlete themselves. It can't come from anybody else.